Welcome to Jasper High School. Tonight, the Jasper Wildcats take on the Castle Knights. The Jasper Wildcats at 15-3 against the Knights that stand at 12-5. Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Schneider along with Jason Stom and Jeremy Marcos on the video. And actually, Jason, before the ball game, we've got a lot of celebrations kind of going on, celebrating the 2001 4A Baseball State Championship team, one you were a part of this year. And then also with Jason Albrand, 25 years as a JHS coach. He was recognized for all the time he put in for basketball and baseball over the years. But, just talk a little bit about that baseball team when you get a chance here.
It was kind of a magical run. I was fortunate. Last year was the first year I kind of started helping out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to expect, and Coach Gobert kind of accepted me in with open arms and, let me – I just love the game of baseball.
Right.
And I was thankful for the opportunity to get to do it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Going into the season last year, we really, we thought we had a decent team, but it wasn't one that, you thought, man, this team's got a shot to win a state title.
Right.
Obviously, you set your goals to win the sectional.
Mm-hmm.
After you won the sectional, then you just kind of move on up the ladder as the tournament progresses. It got to be a lot of fun.
Right.
We had a lot of standout performances throughout the course of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We had guys step up when they needed to, and like I said, it was a magical year and a real fun enjoyment to be around.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Whenever you look at the postseason, obviously the sectional is your first goal with all that. Seems like everything on top of that is gravy, but with the baseball team, they just find a way to get to that state finals, and this year was able to win.
Yeah, you're right. And what last year we hadn't won a game in the 4A sectional since we had moved to 4A.
That's right. Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, Jasper finally found they can't win.
Yeah.
And we had lost, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, whatever it was. A lot of heartache games. I mean, we were in them. It wasn't like we were outclassed.
Sure.
Just a break didn't go right for us. And then last year it was just like I said, it was kind of a magical thing. Everything kind of fell in place, and it was a lot of fun. I know that.
Well, again, congratulations to that baseball team, and we'll be looking forward to that. But we got basketball going on right now, and we're taking on a Castle team that actually has a player that stepped up that was injured earlier in the season. That was Jackson Mitchell, and you said he was a soccer player that was injured?
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Albrand a little bit before the game, and he said that Jackson was he's a D1 soccer player.
Yeah. Got
hurt, I guess, right at the end of the soccer season, so he missed the start of the basketball season. And Castle actually struggled early in the season, and once he's come back, I think they've won like 9 out of their last 10 games.
Right, absolutely, yeah. And again, they stand with 3 other teams with just 1 loss in the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference. So this is a big game for the Wildcats if they still want to try to get a share of that, as the Wildcats currently stand 6-2 in the conference. So we are underway here, and Castle with the basketball, and their starters include Jackson Mitchell, number 12. It's a player we were talking about. And then Braden Bishop's 13. Weston Eigner, number 24, is our leading scorer at 19 points a ball game. Niehaus is 40, and Dylan Watson is 55 as the Cats are working their first possession here and getting things underway.
Castle starts out in a man-to-man, so we just need to be patient and work the inside. I mean, we've got Foley and Heichelbeck in there. Castle looks pretty big. Their roster that they give us doesn't have sizes on it, but 55, the Watson boy, looks like he's every bit as big as what Foley is.
Absolutely, so that'll be a huge matchup that we'll have to keep an eye on all night, as Foley has kind of come out after the injury to Mundi, that he is pretty well our leading scorer for this basketball team, even though the other night we got good performance from Gus and Ernie to lead the Wildcats. Ernie had 15 and Gus had 12 in that win over Mater Dei.
Yeah, and Craig, that's kind of what you and I had talked about. I don't think it's got to be one guy to step up and take over. It can be a combination of, numerous guys.
Right. Well, the Cats come up with it. Nice shot fake underneath there by Albrand, and he will go to the line to shoot too. So the Wildcats are out there with Ernie Young, Foley, Gus Heichelbeck, and Jack Albrand, who's going to step to the line here. So that's a first personal foul, and this will go on Braden Bishop, number 13 for Castle. All right, so Albrand with a nice start there. You know, when he got in his first start last week and was able to pop for 10 points.
Yeah, he shot the ball well. He had a lot of confidence. You know, he didn't hesitate when he had an open three-pointer last week. He was ready to shoot it. And you know, that's the big thing in high school basketball is when you catch the ball, you got to be ready to shoot.
Right.
Because you can't catch it and then think about it and then shoot. It's got to be in the flow of the game.
All right, so the Wildcats in the man-to-man as there's a drive to the basket there and going high, but can't get it to finish. There was number 40, Niehaus, but
they've had some point-blank shots that just haven't gone down for them yet.
Well, Niehaus aggressively goes twice. This time he comes up with the bucket and gives Castle a 2-1 lead over the Jasper Wildcats with 6:04 on the clock here in the first quarter. And Niehaus comes up with a steal there, so Castle looking to run here, and that's going to be, I think they're going to say Albrand committed the foul there.
I think they're going to get Jack on the foul before
right.
The Castle player ran into, I believe it was Young.
All right, so that's going to, I think it's
out of bounds?
Yeah, it looks like it is.
Or shoot, no, they're going to shoot two.
Okay, that's what I thought. He kind of motioned 2 free throws there.
The official underneath was kind of confused because he was getting ready to take the ball out of bounds.
All right, so that's going to put Braden Bishop to the foul line there. Castle with a 2-1 lead here. First foul on the Wildcats, first on Jack. And that free throw is good. So his Castle team shoots about 64% from the foul line versus the Wildcats, same thing. They're at 64%, but he's able to pop both of those. So Castle with a 4-1 lead.
We got to do a better job on defense of limiting him to one shot. Now Castle's in their typical half-court trap, and when I say typical, I coached a lot of youth basketball against these Castle teams, and Castle was always notorious for running a half-court trap in 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade because kids aren't the good ball handler. You know, it was like they did it to win, and they stress winning at the young level.
Sure.
And that's why I said, their typical half-court trap. But
that ball gets knocked away there by Bishop. So Jasper will have it at side out this time.
And to beat a half-court trap, you just got to pass the ball. Right there. What Jasper will do, they'll throw the ball to the wing like that, and then the pass or shallow cuts, they call it, and they look to get the ball back to him to beat the trap.
Well, there's Eigner, number 24. He drove baseline there, then kicks it out to the corner, and so Bishop's able to pop that three. So Castle with a good start here with a 7-1 lead, 5:12 on the clock here. 3 minutes into the ball game.
We can't panic here. I mean, there's a lot of ball game. We talk about it in different games, how you have to sustain a run that teams make. And this is a perfect example of it.
Well, Foley attacked last time, and Niehaus was able to block the shot, but this time he finds an opening, and he puts it up and in. 7-3 is our score. You think we'll eventually fight fire with fire? Maybe us working on some half-court trap?
I'd say there's a chance of it. This is not only a big SIAC game, but it's also a potential sectional foe.
Right.
So in basketball, there's, with the way the tapes are and things nowadays, that should have been an over the back.
Absolutely. But the Cats still come up with it. They got numbers. They got to get down court, and Grant Young sees an opening, can't get it, but coming down with a rebound is Foley, and I think we're going to have a foul. See, they call this on. It's either going to be on 13 or 40.
40, yeah.
It will go on Niehaus, so that's his first personal foul. It would have been the second foul on Bishop had they call it on him. So 7-3 Castle over the Wildcats early on. Played about half of the first quarter here. Good inbound play. Gus can't get it to go. Foley actually.
Whoever it was that shot it didn't shoot it. They just kind of caught it and threw it up there real fast.
Well, good job by Tanner Ernie, and then he saves it there. Kind of disrupted that shot by Eigner. Now he's got a trap in the corner. Foley's got it now. Yeah, Jasper's just a little sloppy and choppy right now with their offense. I think Castle's just throwing us off.
Castle's putting pressure on them
Yeah.
on the defensive end. We got to step up and take care of the basketball.
Well, Bishop just takes it right away, and now Eigner's going to have an easy bucket the other way. So Castle on a 9-3 run, leading the Wildcats by 6.
We're letting Castle dictate what we do on offense instead of us being the aggressor and dictating what happens.
There we go. So Tanner does what he does, gets to that lane, so he found an opening, was able to kick it back out for Young to pop that 3. So 9-6 is our score now. So the Castle Knights against the Jasper Wildcats here. Again, a very big Southern Indiana athletic game. Because we're kind of looking at it where there could be a potential 4-way tie if things work out in all teams' favor.
Yeah, we were looking at that before we went on the air. There's a couple things have to happen, but right now, looking at the remaining games, the best that Jasper can hope for is a tie.
Absolutely.
Because Wrights has got 1 game left, and they're 7-1, so the worst they can be is 7-2.
Right.
But at this point, you'll take that.
All right, so Spencer Englert puts a bump on Bishop there. Probably not a bad foul in that situation because they looked like they had numbers on that break after the steal.
I was afraid that the official was going to put up an intentional foul sign on it because he he didn't maliciously do it, but he did it on purpose to let the guy not get to the basket.
The smart thing there was just using his body as opposed to doing any type of reach.
Yeah, and he didn't push with his hands or anything.
Well, on this side of the floor, we've not really seen the Watson versus Foley battle just yet. Niehaus has predominantly had the ball in his hands along with Bishop a lot. Ernie's doing a nice job on Eigner, though.
Yeah, and that's his specialty is the defense, but we're not doing a good job of blocking out. I mean, they've got at least 4 or 5 offensive rebounds. I mean, that's just a bad shot. He just threw it up there.
I agree.
They work hard to get the offensive rebounds, but then they don't get good shots out of it.
All right, so the Cats have a chance here to cut it to 1, maybe tie. 9-6 they trail. 1:36 on the clock. That's a Grant Young. His matchup is with Bishop right now. Ernie curls through. Now Foley's got it on the wing.
So, this is where it makes me nervous because he tries to do too much.
Yeah, and there you go, and it gets it blocked right there.
So, Connor got it. He had nothing. He should have got rid of it and reposted and looked to get the ball back.
Yeah.
But he tried to do too much, and there was nothing there to do.
And that's the thing. Watson averages 2.3 blocks per game. So Foley has already had 2 shots blocked. The other one was blocked by Niehaus whenever they had a double team on him earlier in the ball game. So Castle with the basketball, 3-point lead, 9-6, 1:06 on the clock.
Number 22, Donovan Cunningham, is in for Castle.
Okay.
I've got him listed as a 3-point shooter, so we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that.
Niehaus attacks and feeds it right there to Eigner for an easy bucket.
That was a really nice pass because everybody from Jasper went up to block the shot and left their man wide open. That's a bad spot to pick it up in the corner.
Tanner wasn't able to get a shot in the lane there, so he gets it back out. Spencer has it. 26 seconds. Jasper down by 5, 11-6. Foley gets down the baseline. He's able to get it up and in. So Foley's got 4. Makes it a 3-point game with 13 seconds. So Castle will hold for 1. Down to 6. Looks like Jackson Mitchell's going to take this himself. No, he does give it up. Now they're down to 2 seconds, and he just slops one up, and Jasper Kind of benefits there because Jackson Mitchell was just going to keep it in his hands, but it wasn't able to get a good shot. So Castle still leads by 3, 11-8 over the Wildcats here on 18 WJTS. Jasper will have the ball to start the second quarter here as Beeker throws it in. Grant slowly brings it up. Jackson Mitchell waits him. Three starters on the floor for the Wildcats, including Gus, who has the basketball right now. He's going to battle. Gives it up. That was Allbrand right there.
It's a forced pass.
Big time. A double team and right there in the lane.
Beekler had the right idea, but it wasn't there. Don't throw it.
Yeah. All right, so the Knights with an 11-8 lead over the Wildcats. Eigner. He had 4 points in that first quarter. Wasn't able to get shot there. Niehaus then lobs it right back to him.
Well, they
doesn't go, but then the big guy with the garbage there.
Again, it goes back to what I said a while ago with the offensive rebounds or our lack of defensive rebounds. You can't give good teams more than one opportunity.
So Watson gets his first 2 points of the ball game. I'm going to say he's every bit of 6'6", maybe 6'7".
He's a big boy.
Yeah. Just a junior as well.
See what they're going to call here because they both looked at each other and nobody really knew what to call.
Right.
I think they got it right.
Yeah, Brian Gibson, coach of Castle in his 20th year, 299 and 146. So he's going for his 300th win. John Gable, of course, with Jasper. Now 202 and 139, got his 200th win as the Wildcat coach against New Albany a couple weeks ago. They give it up to Cunningham, number 22. He can't get the shot to go, but Eigner gets another offensive rebound. Yeah.
There's a kick.
So he just kind of threw it off the foot of Ernie right there. So his foot was just in the wrong place at the wrong place at the wrong time, really there.
Yeah.
All right, so Bishop's going to come back in. Cunningham's going to sit. 6:29 on the clock. Castle with a 13-8 lead over the Wildcats and the basketball in their hands.
It looks like Eigner is more of a catch and penetrate player than what he is a jump shooter.
Right.
Because it looks like the first thing he does when he catches the ball is look to dribble.
Gus has got it down low. He's got to make a quick move. He spins into the lane. There we go. First two for Heichelbeck.
I say, I bet it ain't long before Watson comes back, and he just got up to come back.
So 13-10's our score. Castle with the lead. Niehaus gives it up. Knight cuts down. Foley's on him, so he kicks it back to the corner. And a nice three-point shot popped up there by Bishop. So Bishop's got 8 points. Half of their 16. They lead 16-10. Gus with a lob into Foley. Good position, but kind of lost control of the ball. And
yeah, again, you know what? These guys are letting them play.
Yeah, because right there was some contact, and Niehaus was able to absorb it and
Gable's
put it up and
going to take a 30.
All right, so we got to take a break here because Castle leads by 8 over the Wildcats, 18-10 here on 18 WJTS. So John Gable's trying to get his team just a little more under control. It looks like they're a little out of sorts, and this Castle defense is really disrupting them with their offensive play.
Yeah, Castle gets after it on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, they, like there, they made a pass. They're not really trapping, but they made a pass to the corner and then they trap, or to the wing and then they trapped.
Foley works his way into the lane. Now there's Ernie, and he had to disrupt a shot, but good job by Foley to follow.
Well, what happened there was Watson helped off on Ernie and left Foley unblocked out, basically, and he ended up with an easy basket.
Cuts the lead to 6 for Castle now, 18-12 with 4:16 on the clock here. Second quarter action. This Castle teams seem so far to have the game under control offensively and defensively. So Jasper's really just going to have to adjust and just kind of settle down a little bit, I think. There's a three-point shot, and it's going to be long this time by Bishop, but Foley can't handle the basketball, and easy bucket there for Eigner, so he's got 6.
Another offensive rebound.
I know. Eigner's got at least 3 of them.
I'm going to have to check Coach Gobert's stats at halftime and see how many offensive rebounds he had them for, but it's way too many.
8-point lead for Castle as Jasper tries to battle back here. 3:28 on the clock, 20-12. There we go. Good job by Young. That's his second three-pointer. And he does a nice job coming off screens, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, that was a set play, I think, for that shot. So, the thing that, in practice, they practice that shot a lot with the exact movement that he had.
Right.
So when they get in the game, it's not something that they're not used to shooting.
All right, so Jasper slowing down the Knights a little bit here. Now Niehaus attacks. Tries to lob it into the big guy, but he gets knocked out of bounds by Foley. So substitution as Beekler comes in. 2:53 on the clock. Castle 20, Jasper 15.
Yeah, would have been better off if he'd shot that one, I think.
Watson's got it. It's always a nice luxury to have somebody about 6'7", 6'8" to lob it right into on an inbound.
Yeah.
Three-point shot doesn't go there for Niehaus. Good job there by Albrand. And, okay, so he does draw the contact there. I thought Albrand did a great job getting it right there, getting to the right spot to feed Beekler, and he had to do a couple pump fakes before he got a foul there. So Michael's going to shoot 2 free throws. And he's now at 67% from the foul line, so he continues to improve as he hits that first one.
His biggest thing is it looks like he doesn't get much arch on his shot when he shoots free throws especially. I'd like to see him get it up. That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he missed it, but at least it.
Right.
Englert's going to pick up a cheap foul there. It doesn't hurt anything.
No.
I mean, it's only our 3rd team foul or 4th?
Looks like it.
3rd?
Yeah, 3rd team foul. It's the 2nd one on Spencer. So 4-point game. Castle with the lead, 20-16. Jasper had a 1-0 lead, but since then Castle's held the lead the rest of the way. Yeah, foul situations not really come into play here. As you mentioned, they're letting them play a little bit of basketball tonight. 3 on each team. There's a drive by Mitchell, and there's going to be a foul on the shot. So Grant's going to pick up that one. And hear the students complain about it. So again, Jackson Mitchell, actually in their win against Central the other night, 69-53, scored 14 points in that ball game, so he hits that free throw. First point for him tonight. Mitchell, a good free throw shooter. He's already shot 29 free throws in just 7 games. When he misses there, he's shooting 90% coming into tonight.
He's one of those guys, he's like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going.
Right.
I mean, and a lot of that comes from the soccer mentality because they're running all the time.
No question.
I mean, you can just watch him out there. He's just like a little bug on water, a little jitterbug, just goes.
I've been impressed with Niehaus as well, but that shot doesn't go.
That wasn't a good shot because he was, if you look at that on film, instead of jumping straight up where he left from, he gained about 2 feet.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's hard to shoot. A jump shooter goes straight up.
Mitchell, high off the glass. The way he adjusted there, I wouldn't say that was slop. I think he tried that.
Yeah.
So 23-16, Castle still in command. Good job by Spencer to get to the lane for a bucket. So 2 points for him, makes it a 5-point game with 1:08 to go. And there's a quick shot there that doesn't go for Mitchell. But again, Weston comes down with a rebound, and Mitchell gets another opportunity. Can't get the second one to go. Now here comes Grant the other way.
He decided he wasn't getting enough shots or something because he shot the ball 3 or 4 straight times. But again, they got an offensive rebound. We were fortunate that they didn't end up scoring out of it.
Foley gives it up to Young as he drives to the lane. He draws the contact, so that's going to be a foul on Niehaus here. I think that's his second, maybe. Yep, it is.
They'll get him out the rest of the quarter. 39 seconds, but.
Yeah, for neither team getting into the bonus. We're shooting some free throws, though.
Yeah, a lot of the fouls. I mean, there's been 8 fouls called, but I'd say half of them have been shooting fouls.
Yeah, because Jasper's already shot 5. This would be 6 free throws, but bad thing about it, we only hit 2 so far. They've actually shot 4.
So that means 3 out of their 4 fouls were shooting fouls.
Yeah. And misses both.
Wow. Grant's usually, I don't know what his percentage is, but it's pretty decent.
Yeah, he's been improving as well. All right, so that gives Castle an opportunity to hold the ball here with a 5-point lead, 25 seconds, but Niehaus, and it went right off his foot, so good job by Beekler to stay right on him.
Somebody reached in and tapped the ball, and it come back off of his own knee.
All right, so 23 seconds. Jasper has a chance to cut it. It's a 5-point lead right now for the Knights. So need good offensive execution on this final 13 seconds. Foley down the lane, though. He gets good position. Off the glass, but can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up, and finally on the 3rd attempt, tips it in. So Foley's got 8. And desperation heave does not go. So, you know, again, Castle, it seems like, has pretty well controlled the basketball game. I'm not going to say dominated the basketball game, controlled the basketball game, and only has a 3-point lead right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. They've shooting percentage can't be very good because, I mean, they're getting a lot of shots and they're getting a lot of good shots or close range shots. In my opinion, 2 things got to get cleaned up here at halftime. One is turnovers. I've unofficially got us for 8 turnovers in the first half.
Way too many.
And offensive rebounding or defense. We have to defensive rebound.
Right.
We got to limit them to 1 shot.
Yeah.
You know, to me, if you clean those 2 things up, you're ahead in this ball game.
Right.
You know, I mean, you're only down 3.
You're right.
But if you clean those up, you're probably up 3.
Absolutely.
Or more. So I think those are things that coaching staff will stress at halftime to get turned around.
Yeah, and I think Foley led the Wildcats with 8 points there. A lot of them were just kind of putbacks and all that. But again, just slow down, let the game come to you, and be patient to find those openings down low because I think they're there.
Well, you know, there's different ways you look at this thing because, you know, we talk about slowing down, and that's what he needs to do in the offense. Now, that last sequence down there where he worked his butt off and he missed a shot. He got the rebound. He missed a shot. He got the rebound. And that was all quick, which that's what needs to be in that situation.
Right.
But in the offense, when you're in the grand scheme of offense and you're trying to run a play or the offense in general, you got to slow down.
Right.
You know, and again, to me, it's a lack of when the bigs get the ball on the low post of if it's there, take it. If it's not, get rid of it and repost and get the ball back.
Absolutely. All right, well, we'll take a halftime break here. Castle 23, Jasper 20 here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're at halftime here as the Jasper Wildcats are trailing the Castle Knights 23-20. Quick look at the scoring. The Knights, all 5 starters have scored. 3 points for Jackson Mitchell. Braden Bishop with 8 to lead the Knights. Eigner's got 6, 4 points for Niehaus, 2 points for Dylan Watson. And for the Wildcats, their 20 points, they're led by Foley with 8, 6 points for Grant Young on 2 3-pointers. 2 points for Gus Heichelbeck, a point for Jack Albrand, 2 for Englert, and 1 for Beekler. So, you know, Jason, I mean, you got to kind of look at it. You know, we held them to 23 points, and this is a team that averages almost 60 points per ball game. So, you know, it could be worse.
Oh, there's no doubt.
No
we
doubt
were
it could
talking
be.
to Coach Gobert at halftime, and it feels like you should be down more than 3 points with the way we're playing. So you gotta consider yourself fortunate to only be down 3 in this game. I looked at Coach's stats there at halftime, and he had Castle for 10 offensive rebounds in the first half.
Yeah,
and that's entirely too many.
Right.
And we were talking about it there. 10 offensive rebounds and 8 turnovers. That's not a good combination.
Absolutely.
So to find yourself down 3 points, you got to feel like you hit the lottery.
I agree. So we'll see what the Wildcats can do here in the second half. But Castle's going to start with the basketball, so the Cats are on defense here. Yeah, and again, only 4 fouls whistled on both teams in that first half, and a lot of times we've seen it where they don't call it in the first half, but then it gets a little touchy in the second half. We'll see if that comes into play. All right, so drive down there, and again, that's one thing in Niehaus I'm seeing it when he makes that drive, he's looking for Agner, and he puts it right up and in.
Yeah, he's dribbles with his head up. So he's got real good court awareness.
So Grant's in a little bit of trouble now. He gets it down into the block.
Let's see. Here's where he, if it ain't, if it's not there, get rid of it. Get it back.
Well, he did have a one-on-one against Watson right there, but the thing is, he instead of kind of backing into a better position, he drove right to that lane and
got double team.
Double team picks you right up. All right, so the Knights with a 5-point lead. All right, so that gets knocked away, but Niehaus is able to get it. Little shot fake and puts right up and in, so he got Foley up in the air there.
I don't know how tall Niehaus is, but he jumps well.
Oh, absolutely.
It looks like he can really elevate. I mean, it looks like he jumps right with Foley.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably about 6'1" maybe. But Foley can't handle that pass, so Jasper stumbling out of the blocks, already down by 7, and a chance to make it worse here if Castle can score again.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
2 possessions, 2 scores for them.
Yeah.
All right, so Niehaus with it. Mitchell, now Bishop.
Ernie's done a good job on Eigner. I don't know how many points does he have.
He's got 8, but yeah, for the most part, I mean, they haven't been an easy 8, that's for sure.
Gus needed to grab that. Gus just stood there and watched it go out of bounds. It was blocked.
Right.
Pick the ball up. I mean, I don't know. Oh, my.
Way too easy. Way too easy for Niehaus on the inbound.
That's elementary basketball there.
Well, what Jasper needed to start this second half, Castle actually did it themselves, so they have extended to a 9-point lead as we call a timeout here. 29-20, Jasper trails on 18 WJTF. All right, so John Gable's got to get things figured out for this basketball team. So 6:17 on the clock. They're down by 9 with the basketball in their hands. Albrand going to his left. Foley comes to the lane, then kicks back out. Ernie, a little short on a shot, gets a rebound.
Oh.
And they're going to call a foul.
Oh.
If that's on Eigner, man, that looked pretty
Eigner was
clean.
nowhere close. I mean, from our angle, and that's who they got on it, there was like 2 foot between him and Ernie, and the only thing that touched him was the ball.
Yeah.
But we'll take it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to remember we're homers, right?
That's right. You should get those calls at home.
All right, so good job there by Ernie to hit the free throw. He continues to improve. It's up to, I think, 44% shooting his free throws now. And misses the second, though.
You got to quit that announcer jinx.
I know, my bad. 8-point lead for the Castle Knights. Again, this is a huge game for both these teams when it comes to the conference. Jasper wins tonight. They finish 7-2 and still in the hunt for a share of the title as Eigner gets the ball knocked away.
I think we got by with a foul there.
So
it looked like Ernie had a hold of him when he tried to jump up and catch it.
I agreed. As we were looking, Castle's got 4 games remaining, all against, or actually 4 straight counting tonight against conference opponents before they finish up at Jeffersonville. But again, they win out, they can win the conference all alone.
Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities and options left in this conference, because Jasper and Wrights only have one game left.
Well, if we're just going to give the ball away like we did right there, so that was way too easy for Niehaus to get his 10th point of the ball game.
I'm marking more turnovers than I am points.
Yeah. 31-21. Jasper now down by double figures. It's not been a pretty game of basketball for the Wildcats in white.
Pass it, pass it.
There we go. Good job. So Ernie, quick release on that. He's got 3 points in the quarter, all 3 points of the quarter for the Cats. Still trail by 8, 31-23 with 4:55 on the clock. Niehaus attacks. Good job by Foley to disrupt that. Now Foley gives it back up over to
Foley.
Young. There we go. All right, so Cats get the transition bucket there. 8 points for Grant Young. Now it's a 6-point game, 31-25. Cats on a little bit of a run here. Feed into the corner. Niehaus then attacks, and that should be an offensive foul. Yes. Oh, they just said it went off of him.
I think, but it would look to me like it should have been an offensive foul, and it looked like the ball was knocked away from him. So to me, the whole thing was messed up there.
Well, but I'm just saying, if a kid's set perfectly and all of a sudden gets slammed in, what's it take? I don't get it.
I don't either.
Now they stop the action because Mitchell was slowed up there. Yeah, normally I think you have to wait till possession. He didn't even go out of the ball game.
Yeah, I don't know why that official took it upon himself to.
Yeah, he can't do something like that, and then he stays in the game. Oh, no, that's Mitchell. He's over there kind of face-to-face with Grant Young. Huh. I really don't understand how you just stop the action right there, and then the kid stays in the ball game.
I mean, he wasn't on the ground hurt.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I don't know if they're.
Well, they're still not calling fouls. We've only had one foul called in 4 minutes into the third quarter here, and again, I think that was an absolute offensive foul on the other end that wasn't called.
Yeah. It did end up taking Mitchell out of the game there, but
yeah.
Now he's coming right back in. But
jeez, officials got to get things under control here. All right, here comes Foley. Now he's cut off, and he loses the handle.
I was just getting ready to say this is a big possession.
Oh, good block there. Good block. And we got a technical foul on the other end. Brian Gibson picks up a technical foul as Foley kind of came out of nowhere and blocked that shot. I don't think it hit the backboard before he knocked that away, unless I saw something differently. But obviously, Gibson thought it was a goal-10. They don't call it, so technical foul on him. All right, so, well, it's a technical foul. Anybody? Okay, so Grant Young's going to shoot the free throws. Grant 0 for 2 on his only trip to the line tonight, but he shoots 69%.
Oh, we
get another technical foul. He has had enough, and he is thrown out of the game. Ryan Gibson has been ejected from this basketball game, guys.
The first technical relegated him to the bench, and then he sat down and he said something as he was sitting there.
All right, well, this is firing up both fan bases right now.
Yeah.
So this should be a battle, I think, from here on out. All right, so that leaves the coaching to one of his assistants.
Josh Kane or Will Davis.
Right. Ah, but then he missed the free throw over here, so Grant Young. Cats not doing the job from the free throw line tonight. And he misses them both. Oh, boy.
He gets 2 more.
So Grant 0 for 4 from the foul line tonight. Pops that one. And he hits that. So 2 for 4. Cats are just, I think I got us at 5 for 10 from the foul line so far.
Yeah, I mean, between the turnovers, the offensive rebounds, and the lack of free throw shooting, you know, again, we should be ahead.
All right, so more importantly, though, it's just a 4-point basketball game right now.
I think the official went over and told whoever the guy is that's coaching him now, he can't get off the bench. He has to stay seated.
So they have to coach from the bench. All right, so Castle getting aggressive here.
Yeah, this game could get ugly here pretty quick if the officials don't keep it under control.
All right, so there's a big block from behind by Watson. And he eyes the Jasper student section as he makes that play, so probably not a good idea on his part because that's only going to fire these guys up
Well,
more.
And the official did a good job. He went in there and told him, he said, hey, you don't need that. Just play the game.
Right. Oh, man, I don't know what kind of needle he was trying to thread there. A little behind the back pass over there to Niehaus. Rises, and he can't get the shot to go in, but it's going to be a foul on the Wildcats. So we're starting to see a little bit of cockiness out here, particularly with the Castle players. I'm kind of keeping my eye on that Jackson Mitchell. Look at him just eye the student section over there.
Yeah, he's that kind of player.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a hard-nosed, but, you know, there's a difference between being hard-nosed and being a little turd.
Right.
You know, and I think he's got that second part of him in him a little bit to where he likes to stir the pot.
All right, so Niehaus 1 of 2 there. 5-point game, 32-27, 3:15 on the clock. Foley double team, but gives it up. Eigner on Albrand, throws it across. Good job there by Young to hang on. Now Gus has got an opportunity. He goes baseline, gets good position, and yes, he did travel the basketball.
He made a good move, but when he got in there, he should have went up with the shot. He hesitated, and that's when his feet moved.
All right, so 32-27, Castle with the 5-point lead and the basketball with 2:47 on the clock. We got a tournament-like atmosphere here today, Jason.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a good crowd here. Castle's got a decent amount of people for them.
Niehaus misses the point-blank shot, and Foley comes down with it.
You know, and there's a lot of Jasper people here tonight. So, and then the technicals riled everything up. So,
Gus can't get the baseline. Tip by Foley, doesn't go.
I don't know how you don't call that an over the back though, because he wiped 2 guys out when he did it.
You know, again, just in this basketball game, we got 2 minutes to go, and just 3 fouls in a very physical basketball game has been called in this quarter. All right, so there's going to be 1 there.
You know, they call that one, but then down here they don't.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, and we were talking about that at halftime. As a player, when officials do this, it's hard because you don't know what you can and can't do.
I agree.
You know, either call it tight the whole game or call it loose the whole game. Don't change it because you get caught up in the game.
Exactly. All right, Mitchell stops now. He drives baseline. Reverse layup doesn't go. That fires up the students. Feed down into Gus. There we go. 32-29 with 1:42 on the clock. Jasper trails by 3, cutting into this Castle lead. They led by as many as 10 in this quarter. 2 technical fouls have ejected their coach, Brian Gibson. Now we're going to have a foul down low, so Jasper's foul is starting to pick up. So it's 3 fouls on the Wildcats, 3 on Castle.
Castle's going to take a 30-second.
All right, so stick around. We got a good basketball game here. 32-29 with 1:30 to go here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're back once again. Castle calls the timeout there. We got an exciting atmosphere of basketball here at Jasper High School. Both these teams fired up. Niehaus, he's got 7 points in the quarter, 11 in the ball game to lead Castle. 3-point lead as Eigner drives to the lane. A little off balance, doesn't go, but he gets his own rebound. Another offensive rebound for him. Now it's over again, and they're going to say it went off Watson there. Could have made a complaint about maybe some contact there, but no call. All right, so Grant Young's going to bring it up one-on-one against Jackson Mitchell. Mitchell in his face. Now Gus helps him out. Grant picks up his dribble. Gus from 3. No.
Thought about it.
Yeah. Well, Grant's got it in the corner there. Oh, man. Foley just let Eigner steal that basketball.
Oh, my.
And there's going to be a foul. All right, so Spencer Inglert's going to pick up that one. 4th on the Wildcats. They're starting to pick up here with 40 seconds to go here in the third. Third foul on Englert. Still a 3-point ball game, 32-29. Jasper, yep.
Kabrick and Beekler.
All right, so Inglert's going to sit, so Kabrick's coming in for the final 40 seconds of the quarter. Mitchell, number 12, with the ball. Attacks the lane, pulls up, shot up, doesn't go. And they're going to call up
Kabrick.
No, I think yeah, Kabrick. Okay, you're right.
Eigner had position, and Kabrick kind of gave him a little shove from behind.
All right, so that's now 5 fouls against the Wildcats, but both these teams about a 64% foul shooting team. And it goes right off the back of Valbrand. Now it's a battle on the floor, and there's your jump ball.
That one, I would almost give that
legit.
that was a legit call there. Because he's laying on his back with 2 guys on top of him, and the ball was corralled.
All right, so the Cats make their substitutions, get some offense back in there as Gus checks in. All right, 26 seconds Jasper has, 32-29. Again, Castle jumped up to a 10-point lead in this quarter. Foley comes out to help. All right, see if the Cats can get a play run here with 13 seconds to go. Niehaus all over Ernie, gets down to Gus.
He traveled.
Gus spin move, position, and no contact there. And the half-court shot almost goes for Mitchell. So, well, that was a wild third quarter. Jasper was in big trouble there, but battled back to get it back to a 3-point game where we stood at halftime. So we'll take a break, 32-29 here on 18 WJTS. All right, so Niehaus is going to inbounds for the Castle Knights. We were coming to the 4th quarter, and what was an action-packed third quarter. Not
a lot of action,
basketball,
but not many points, you know.
Right, both teams scored 9. And Foley's going to pick up the foul there as Niehaus attacked. And he'll go to the line to shoot, too. So,
I mean, now we're, one next foul, Castle's in the bonus.
Right.
So we need to be, a little cautious with that.
Second foul on Foley. And Niehaus misses the front end. Well, not really the front end, the first. So he's 1 for 3 from the foul line.
He missed that one on the front end. It didn't missed on the front.
Yeah.
Never made it far enough.
I usually call it front end of a one-on-one. All right. Regardless, 1 of 2 from the line. 4-point lead for the Knights.
They're going to trap.
Right. Oh, man. Albrand kind of forced that right back at the Young. Now Bishop high off the glass puts it up and in. So Castle off to a quick start just like they did in the third quarter.
Don't force anything.
That's not, we don't need that shot right there. I know that's what Tanner's good at and all that, but they're putting a little press on or a little pressure, and that's what they want you to do, is shoot quick.
All right, so 35-29 shot up there. Another bucket for Bishop. So he's got 4 quick points, and now they've extended to an 8-point lead, 37-29.
That wasn't a good shot either.
Went in.
He was, he was sideways and everything else. So, but yeah, it went in. But
all right, so John Gable's going to call his timeout here, and Castle, who's without the services of Brian Gibson for the rest of the game with 2 technical fouls in that third quarter. So we'll take a break. 37-29, Jasper trails on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Wildcats will inbound here, trailing by 8. Only 3 fouls have been whistled on Castle in the 9 minutes played of this second half.
I look for us to come out of, that's a foul.
You've got to call it. There we go.
I look for us to come out of this now, even after that, but with a set play of some sort to try to get a good shot and a basket out of it. So we'll see what we run.
Surprisingly, it's only the first foul called on Mitchell. All right, so Grant's going to bring it up. Mitchell's waiting for him at the midcourt there.
This may be this lob, no.
Ernie finds Foley, and he puts it up with the left hand. Good play there. Cats finally get on the board here in the fourth quarter with 6:37 to go, trailing by 6. 37-31. Bishop gets it into the big guy, and he easily puts it up and in. So Watson's got his first points of the second half. He's only got 4 points.
Gus tried to help off on that screen and kind of hung him out to dry.
Foley can't get this one, but gets the follow. So Connor Foley heating up. 4 points for him in the quarter. 12 points in the ball game.
Foley's a quick jumper, and that's how he gets a lot of that stuff done like that, because he'll jump and before the rest of them can get back up, he's already back up.
Oh, yeah. Eigner drives there. Short on that shot.
That's
good defense, and he's going to come over the back. So now we got 2 quick fouls called on Castle. 5 fouls on them, 6 on the Wildcats. So free throws will eventually come into play in this basketball game.
Oh, no doubt.
Been a lot of shooting fouls, so we've seen a number
There's
of
been
free
a
throws
lot of
shot.
free throws for the amount of fouls called, that's for sure.
And the thing is, neither team's shooting very well.
No.
Foley with it, hands back. Ernie now over to Young. Young gets it knocked away, and it goes off Young's foot.
We've seen that a lot tonight, where the ball gets knocked away and it goes off the offensive player's foot or leg.
Some good defense by Niehaus that time. 6-point lead for Castle as Mitchell gets it across. Eigner, who averages 19 points per ball game, held to just 8 so far tonight. Bishop, 4 quick points to start this quarter. There's a baseline jumper, misses everything. Well, a little bit long. Glanced the rim there.
And it was a good thing it did, because they had a guy right there to get the rebound.
Right. Albrand from 3. Doesn't go. That had the students fired up over here.
That would have been a big shot there. It would have took it to a 3-point game.
Right.
It wasn't a bad shot. I mean, we just didn't hit it.
Cats have only hit 2 3-pointers, both by Young in the first half.
Mitchell should have shot that. Mitchell. He got all the way under there, and there wasn't nobody guarding him, and he passed it. It was like, thank you.
So again, the Castle coaches have to sit down for the rest of this ball game since the 2 technical fouls called on Gibson.
I said that, but I saw him up a while ago, so I don't know. I thought that was the rule, but that's a hand check. You can't.
All right, so that's not going to be a shot, although it's the 7th foul, so yeah, it will be a 1-and-1.
Yeah.
All right, so Bishop will step up. And he shoots 68% from the foul line.
See, that's one of those calls right there that if you watch, the majority of the time, both teams do that. They got their hand on the guy with the ball, and they don't call it.
Right.
Well, that's what Jack was doing right there, and then they call it. So it's like, okay, can we do this or can't we do this? We don't know.
I'd say it's safe to say from here on out you can't.
Exactly.
1 for 2. All right. Castle with a 7-point lead as Jasper gets it across. Gus from 3. There we go. Gus Heichelbeck with a huge three-pointer. Makes it a 4-point game. 4:08 on the clock. 40-36. Jasper trails. Bishop gets it across there, and that's Allbrand on him. There we go. Foley with the steal. Gets around his man. Puts it up and in. Jasper with 5 quick points right there. Makes it a 2-point lead. We'll take a break. Castle 40, Jasper 38 with 3:48 to go here on 18 WJTS. Castle Knights with the basketball. 2-point lead. Jasper on a 5-0 run here, Jason.
Yeah, and it's all started, playing good defense.
Immediately, though, they call a quick foul on Spencer Engler, and that's his 4th personal foul. Man, again, it's that official you're talking about.
I mean, I wasn't watching. That's one of those off-the-ball things, so I don't know whether I can't say he did or didn't do it. So,
all right, 3:48. Castle now at the free throw line. 1 of 2 on his last trip was Bishop. On the night, he's 3 of 4, but he misses the front end. And the ball goes, they said it went off Foley. Wow.
we're too far away.
I agree.
The official's right there, so I'm not.
2 guys right on top of it.
Yeah, it was, from here, I couldn't tell.
All right, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
From our standpoint, I wanted it to be Jasper's ball, but.
I guess we're back to being homers, right?
Yeah.
There. All right, Mitchell gives it up. Eigner's got it against Ernie. They've had a battle all night. And this time.
Off Connor's foot.
Man, oh man, Jasper just not getting the breaks here. That time it goes off Foley's foot, they say. So it's a 2-point basketball game. Castle 40, Jasper 38, 3:34. Been a wild second half. Ball screen set there as Bishop drives. And nobody really helped out. And he came up short on the shot, though. I think he expected more activity. And look at Ernie the other way. The run continues for the Jasper Wildcats. 40-40. We are tied up with 3:10 to go. Ball gets knocked away, but Mitchell hangs on. Starting to feel like a little college atmosphere here, Jason.
Yeah, it is. Tournament sectional atmosphere. It's going to come down to who can execute and take care of the basketball and hit free throws.
Yeah.
I mean, they've kind of left the door open for us.
They have.
They've shot quite a few here, and they haven't. I don't know what they're shooting, but in the 4th quarter, it's not.
Yeah, they missed the front end of a 1-and-1. With 3 of 6 here in the second half. And Niehaus misses that one.
I mean, they've missed free throws and they've missed a lot of bunny shots.
Right.
That were point blank range shots. So.
And 2 misses. So they are right now 2 of 7 from the foul line. And that ball gets knocked away.
Foul on Bishop, I believe, yeah.
All right, so now they're at 6 fouls, so the Cats 1 away from shooting free throws next time around. Tie basketball game, 40-40. Jasper fell behind by 10 points early in the 3rd quarter, battled back to a 3-point game at the end of 3. Right now we are tied. Jasper on a 7-0 run. Oh man, Foley just too much for Allbrand.
Got double teamed and he got too excited instead of just
relax, take a deep breath. I mean, he saw the open guy.
Yeah,
he just
he did.
didn't execute the pass.
Right. All right, 40-40 is our score. 2:18 on the clock here as Castle works their offense. Eigner again, averaging 19 points per ball game. It goes right through Niehouse's hands. So I think Niehaus was thinking about his move before he got handled of the basketball and just went right through it, and Jasper's got a chance here to take the lead. Ernie and Eigner, that's been a battle all night. Foley. Gus again from three. There we go! Gus Heichelbeck with a second three-pointer of the quarter, and Jasper with a three-point lead with 1:52 to go. And that's going to be a foul on Gus on the other end. So Gus Heichelbeck feeling it, and he is paying off right now. He has got 10 points in the ball game. Mitchell to the foul line, and he misses another. They have now missed, I believe, 5 straight free throws. So that is becoming a huge problem for this Castle Knight basketball team. And he hits the second one. Jasper still with a 2-point lead and 1:50 on the clock. Full court press. Grant Young. He and Mitchell been going at it all night. Grant Young finds Foley. Reverse layup up and in! 8 points for Foley in the quarter. So the two big men for Jasper doing the job. And that's going to be an offensive foul they call. What a turn of events in this basketball game. Jasper now in control. And the Castle bench calls the timeout. So, Jason, we got an unbelievable basketball game going on right now.
Yeah, and it all stems from Castle not hitting free throws. We're doing a good job on the offensive end and getting to the basket and hitting our shots. Obviously, we talk about it all the time when a game comes down to this juncture in the game. You've got to take care of the ball and you got to hit free throws, and that's what it's going to be now. I mean, you've got a 4-point lead with a minute and a half to go. You should win this game. I mean, you really should. You got to take care of the ball. We're in the bonus. Castle's got 17 fouls. Jasper's got 10, so both teams are going to be shooting free throws. So it comes down to you have to hit your free throws.
And that's the thing. Jasper is 5 of 10. I've got from the foul line right now. They've not shot one in the fourth quarter here. Castle in the second half is just 4 of 11, 3 of 9 in this quarter. So that's been a big problem for them, not taking control of this basketball game. But then a steal there, but the Cats, can they recover? Battle thrown in, and they're going to say it actually went out of bounds. So
that was good hustle on both teams.
Right.
I believe it was Mitchell and Ernie were both down there scrambling, trying to save it and everything else, and they both did a great job.
Well, it's a huge turnover.
Yeah.
So Jasper up by 5. Good job by Beekler to knock it away, but they were able to recover on the inbound, so Bishop has it. Allbrand on him. 1:19 on the clock. Eigner has it. Again, he's their big gun, but it's not been able to pull it off tonight. He's short on that jumper.
They haven't shot the ball well at all.
Uh-uh.
I mean, 2-pointers, 3-pointers, free throws, nothing.
Right. All right, so that's going to put Young to the line. And he's had some troubles, but he hit his last 2. He's 2 of 6 tonight. But the first free throws for the Wildcats with 1:03 here in the fourth quarter. First fourth quarter free throws he's shooting right now. It's a 1-and-1. Got the front end. So Grant Young with 11 points. He's hit 3 straight free throws. 5-point lead for Jasper. 2 huge ones. 6-point lead, 47-41 with a minute to go. They've not hit 3-pointers. They've not even really shot many of them tonight.
Foley, why?
Oh, man,
Why?
absolutely, because it's a double bonus, too.
I mean, now you get a chance to score with the clock stopped.
Yep.
And you got a 6-point lead. You want the clock to run.
So that puts Jackson Mitchell at the line. Again, he averages 14 points a game. He's only got 4 tonight, and he's 2 of 4 from the foul line, and he hits that one. Substitution, Gus back in. Because if they're going to get in foul mode, you definitely want Gus at the line, shooting over 90%. Mitchell, clutch free throws there for him. He's hit 3 in a row. Get it across.
Oh.
It's working some clock, though. 47 seconds. They've not fouled yet, and they foul Ernie because I'd say the man to foul on the floor is probably Ernie, although he's improving his free throw shooting. He's 1 of 2 tonight.
You'll have a bonus. You'll have to hit the first to get the second. 9 team fouls.
All right, so the defensive sub now as Beaker comes in. And the thing is, this Castle team, they've got to really be tired because they play with a lot of energy, and I think this whole starting 5 has played almost the entire.
Yeah.
Ernie misses the front end. That's huge.
They've played almost the whole second half.
Right. 47-43, and there's a block. Iger's got it. Now it gets knocked away. We're down to 35.7 on the clock. 4-point lead for the Wildcats. And they're going to have to inbound from the corner here.
That's a tough place to get the ball inbounds there.
So make sure you don't give up anything on the baseline, though. So he gets it to the big man. 33 seconds. They have not hit a three-pointer in the second half. Drive there by Mitchell, doesn't go, but the big man with the follow. So Watson gets the bucket there. It makes it a 2-point game. So 22.8 on the clock. Jasper 47, Castle 45. And it just comes down to we've just got to protect the basketball and hit the foul shots.
Yeah.
Real
I mean, it
simple.
sounds like a broken record,
Yeah.
you know, when we say this all the time, but it's just a matter of fact in the game of basketball that, you know, when you come down to the end of the game like this, that's what it takes to win. You know, and this is a great test, you know, to have this at this part of the season. You know, with the tournament coming up, you know, you may find yourself in this position in the sectional.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
there's no doubt.
Tonight, yeah, there's a lot on the line tonight, but not near what there will be in the sectional. You know, so it's good to get this type of game experience. So, you know, you want to come out of it with the victorious. So we'll see, but, you know, there's just been a lot of things that I felt like we could have done better, that we wouldn't be in a 2-point game, you know.
Right. Okay, so Jasper with the basketball. 22.8 on the clock. Gus is going to be the one to inbound.
Probably going to let Ernie have it.
Ooh, almost gets disrupted there, but Ernie gives it up quickly to Young. Foley's going to go up for the dunk, and he gets fouled.
They looked at each other like, do we call that intentional or don't we?
Right.
But it was sort of like the same play that, who was that? Englert did it. You know, they didn't use their hands, they used their body.
Right.
So we need at least one of these.
Foley, who shoots 53% from the line, misses the first. In a 2-shot foul on the dunk attempt.
Both teams are in the double bonus now, so every foul will be 2 shots, but we need this one.
Second one's good. 9 points for him in the quarter. 17 seconds. They can tie with the 3. 1 possession game. Jackson Mitchell from 3, way too long. Foley comes down with the rebound, and they attack him right away, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2 this time. Double bonus.
Got an awful good look at that. You know, I mean, he just didn't hit it, but
right.
he was open.
And that's the thing with Mitchell. I think he
you know,
shoots.
they don't. I mean, I don't know how many. They haven't shot many. You said it earlier. They haven't shot many threes at all tonight.
Oh, and on the season they've shot 274 in 17 games, so it's not like it's not a part of their offense. Foley with a humongous one. That makes it a 2 possession with 10 seconds to go.
And I think, you know, part of that, you know, is for credit to our defense too, somewhat.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I think if he hits this, Coach Gable will probably call a timeout and get his defense set as to what he wants to do.
2 big free throws. So Foley 3 for 4 here in this fourth quarter.
Actually, he's just making a substitution.
All right, so 50-45. Jasper with a 5-point lead and just 10 seconds to go.
No dumb foul. Just let him score.
So Eigner just throws it away, and I should pretty well seal it. We'll see if Castle fouls one more time or if they just back off.
I'd say they'll just let it run out now.
Take an absolute miracle, but you never know. Well, good inbound there to Albrand. And they're just going to let him dribble out. So Jasper fell behind by 10 points early in that third quarter, but then battles back from that point and wins this basketball game 50-45 over the Castle Knights. So again, and that's the thing, when you look at these two teams, these two programs, these two communities, this is just something. I mean, obviously Jasper being in the SIAC now with Castle, this is really going to be a rivalry, I think, from here on out.
Oh, there's no doubt. They don't like each other. It comes down to that. It's been that way with baseball for the last couple of years.
Right.
Because Castle in baseball notoriously is really good. So it kind of started with that, and it's carried over to basketball. Football-wise, I mean, in the past, Castle's always been pretty good in football.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how they
but
were.
We've never played them, though. We played them in like grade school, middle school, all the way through JV, but we never played them in varsity until now.
Yeah.
So
I can see Jasper and Castle becoming the old Jasper Vincennes rival.
I agree.
With Vincennes leaving the SIAC, I'm guessing we may not play them in some sports.
Right.
You're going to be looking for a new rival.
Yep.
And and Castle can kind of fall right into that realm.
I agree.
It's.
But the thing is, when you have a rivalry like that, you want hard-nosed play. We saw that on the floor tonight from both teams. But you also, again, it's just that clash. Is it going to be Gable versus Gibson from here on out?
Yeah.
I mean, just as far as the
and
teams
I
they put
thought,
together.
to the credit of both teams, they didn't get caught up in the technical thing.
Yeah.
And we mentioned it. That fourth quarter could have been ugly.
Right.
But to the credit of both teams, they just played the game.
Right.
But we made mention of it. I mean, this was an ugly game. From both sides.
Right.
We didn't play well. Castle didn't shoot the ball well at all.
5 of 11 free throws in that fourth quarter when they could have sealed the game.
Yeah. And even inside the paint, they missed numerous shots tonight. And we had turnovers. We had way too many turnovers. I mean, I got us for 10, 16 or 17 turnovers.
Right.
And we allowed them too many offensive rebounds. So there's a lot of things that we have to do to improve. And, obviously they're probably going to shoot the ball a little bit better the next time you play them too. But if you take both of those into account, you may end up with the same type of score.
Sure.
So, it's a very good win. You took care of yourself. You put yourself in a position now that the worst you can do is tie for the conference.
Yeah.
With Wrights.
Yeah, we took care of our business.
That's right. Now Wrights plays Bossy. I'm not sure when that is.
It's actually their last game of the season, I think February 25th.
Okay.
Yep.
So, some of this other stuff's going to shake out. I mean, with this loss, Castle's not out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes them 4-2.
Right.
So, they've got 2 losses. They've got Vincennes, Bossy, and North left.
And that's the thing. I mean, if they knock off Bossy, that's going to give them their second loss. Castle's already got their second loss. So and then we would need,
Bossy
to beat
Wrights,
so.
and you got 4 teams that finish at 7-2.
Right.
And that's all fun.
Sure.
Yeah, you want to win the conference, but, and I'm kind of, I old school baseball-wise with playing with Coach Howard and that type of thing, the conference was good. You wanted to win it, but it wasn't the main emphasis on things. And I think here lately in the past few years, it's kind of changed.
Yes.
I mean, I think
yes.
the conference has become a bigger deal.
And the thing is, like, Evansville always puts an emphasis on that. I mean, when you pay attention, like the Evansville media and the Evansville Courier and all that, they're always talking about, the conference battles and all that. And then all of a sudden here comes Jasper, and, we're right in the thick of it.
Yeah, and that's what that's a big credit to the school corporation. I mean, you look at last year, the first year in it, we basketball-wise, we didn't fare well last year. But we turned around. Football did okay. Baseball won the SIAC. This year you move into the next year. You win the football. You don't lose a game in it.
Right.
Basketball, you're right here now. So I mean, it's proving to people in the community that we belong in that conference.
Absolutely.
I mean, most of the teams in there are in our class. I mean, you got Mater Dei and Bosse, I think maybe the only two that are in that conference that aren't 4A schools.
Right.
So, we belong in it. I mean, we can compete in it. So, I mean, from that standpoint, it's good. But, it's a nice win tonight. There's no doubt. Not only throw out the SIAC part of it, it's a nice win. I mean, you got a nice season going. Now you're 16-3. Chance to keep building. Again, this time of the season, the bottom goal or the ultimate goal is to get better every night you come out here to play, so that you're playing at your peak performance come sectional time.
Right. Well, now another thing too that I think was in the favor of the Wildcats is that we went extremely deep with our bench. They only brought in one sub, and that was Donovan Cunningham, briefly in the first half, and then he had to come in just for like a second whenever Jackson Mitchell, when they stopped play there and thought he was injured, and then they ended up making that substitution. Then that's when the battle really ensued with Brian Gibson and the officials there.
Yeah.
And he eventually got 2 technical fouls. But you got 5 guys that had to play the entire game for the most part, and they just ran out of gas, I think.
And I think, their fourth quarter free throw shooting reflects a lot of that.
5 of 11 versus we were 5 of 7.
When first thing you do when you get tired, you lose your legs, and your legs are very important in shooting a basketball.
Absolutely.
And I know you're standing still, but still your legs they feel like jello when you get tired. And if they falter any, I mean, you have no touch, and you lose the ability to shoot them. And I think that, that's a good point, and it played a big role in this.
Right.
Now, I don't know, if that's normal for them to only play 5 or 6 guys like that.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at their minutes.
I know, that's what I was looking at.
They've got some guys that have got some minutes.
Right.
But
Cunningham, well, here's the deal. Eigner plays 31 minutes a game, Mitchell 31, 28, and then Watson 21. So I think they bring in Cunningham maybe occasionally for him. But, again, you play 32 minutes of basketball. You got 3 or 4 guys that almost play the full 32 minutes on average. So
So they're used to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they're
it doesn't
winning
make
ball games.
Yeah, and it doesn't make it any easier. But
Right.
From that standpoint, they're used to doing it. So
Right. Well, again, just a tremendous win for the Wildcats here, and again, just an extremely emotional game. You saw the student section just go crazy over here. They didn't really have much of a student contingent over there. Most of there were adults, and they got really fired up during the technical run there. But I think our fan base just kind of took over and just energized our team in that second half.
And we have that advantage, for most teams we play. I mean, if we play them in the sectional, the crowd will be real similar. I mean, we'll have, even though it's
fans.
at Evansville, we'll have twice as many or more fans than what they do because Castle people don't go watch it.
I know. It's kind of sad.
And Jasper is always notorious for traveling well with crowds.
Yeah.
So, from that standpoint, I would look for the crowd at the sectional to be, relatively the same.
But you got to be proud of this Jasper team. And when it was a physical and emotional game, and they just took control right there towards the end.
Yeah, and you're 100% right on that. And here's the thing: put this as a sectional game, Friday night sectional game.
Oh,
you got to turn around and come back tomorrow and play. It ain't easy,
I know.
and that's when it gets to crunch time, and you got to be able to adjust to that, and you got to be able to handle that. And, it could happen to that.
I agree.
You could get to that point. So,
All right, well, we'll take a break here. We got Jason Allbrand coming up. So Jasper wins 50-45 here on 18 WJTS. We are back once again here, and we've got Jason Allbrand. Jason, now that is Indiana high school basketball.
That was
game.
a lot of
That's
fun.
old
I'll tell
school.
you
That's
what.
what we enjoy, and that's, you got the crowd, you got the students going crazy, you got technical fouls.
Had a little bit of everything.
Tell me your thoughts.
I mean, it's one of those games that after the game you look up and you're like, I'm not sure how we came away with the win.
Right.
We trailed most of the game, and
Down by 10 there.
to Castle's credit, they came in, defended us extremely well. They mixed some switching man-to-man and some trapping man-to-man and 1-3-1 and kind of kept us off balance really for most of the game. And we just had some, Gus stepped up and hit a couple big shots
They were huge.
down the stretch, and Tanner made a bucket in transition, and Foley had a bucket, a little reverse layup. So, it's kind of been our calling card. A lot of guys stepping up and making plays, and we needed every one of them.
Right. Now, did you see on paper or on film, I guess, when you were preparing for this game, how physical this Castle team was?
Well, it's hard on film to really gauge physicality. That's why we always like to go see everybody live at least once.
yeah.
And we saw them live. And so we knew coming in they were going to be a very physical bunch. They didn't have a lot of depth, but the guys they brought on the floor were they were strong, and they're good athletes, and they're quick, and they're just a tough bunch. And they've really been playing good basketball since they got their point guard Mitchell back.
Right.
I think he missed the first 6 or 7 games of the season.
Yeah.
So it took everything we had and some breaks down the stretch, and Skid stepped up. But like you said, it was what a great night. Great student body. Great crowd. I think when Gus, you said hit that 3, I'm not sure it's been that loud in here
I
that I
agree.
ever can remember. So neat for the kids to experience, even better than you come out on top and win, obviously. But, it was that's why you play.
Right.
That's why you play Indiana high school basketball, was for moments like this.
Well, one player that, you're going to key on anytime you see somebody averaging 19, 20 points a game, and Weston Agner's had some huge games this year, but I thought Tanner Ernie was just all over him.
He did, and I really thought that what hurt us the most, I thought defensively we did a really good job for the most part, but on the rebounds, I think at halftime they had 15 rebounds and we had 11, and I think 11 of their 15 were Agner and Niehaus.
Yeah.
So
And a lot
the
of
points he
offensive
did get came probably on putbacks or around the bucket, but no, Tanner did a great job on him, and we knew he was more of a 10, 12-foot and in kind of guy, and if he was going to make perimeter shots, we were just going to have to live with that. But you can't, against good players, you can't take everything away. So, Tanner, I thought, did a great job.
What other matchups on the floor were you happy to see?
Well, I thought Grant Young did a nice job on Jackson Mitchell. He's a quick kid. He's a heck of a soccer player. He kicked on the football team. He's one of those kids that just never seems to get tired. He's going, full blow the whole game, and I thought Grant did a really good job on him. I thought that, at times, they had some guys that we could help off of a little bit. We thought, with Niehaus and Watson, the big kid inside. So we at times weren't enough in the gaps. We let those. A lot of times we try to tell our guys, if you can get in the gap before they dribble it, they're less likely to dribble the ball just because it doesn't look like there's anywhere to go.
Right.
Sometimes we get too low on our gap detail, and so they got in there and 40 a couple times. The discouraging was he beat us with his right hand a lot. And we knew going in that we got to force him left.
Yeah.
But, Connor has a knack of I don't know if he tries it, but he gets beaten. He's a good enough athlete to get in there and still alter or block a shot. You know, so not what you like to teach everybody, but he has a way of getting away with it. But I thought good team. What they have, 41 points, I think it was 47-41 or
50-45.
50-45.
Yeah.
So.
averaged,
We didn't like it. We fouled
60.
a couple times down the stretch. You don't want to foul, obviously, when you're up 4 to 6 points and you're stopping the clock. But it's a different environment, Greg. You're out there as a player and you can't hear the coaches and you can't hardly hear each other. And so to be in that environment and be able to execute and make plays down the stretch was a big part of that.
Well, it was almost an old school sectional.
Yeah, it was.
Here.
It really was. And unfortunately, it'll be a lot louder probably there than it will be in our sectional. So
well, it used to be back in the day, again, you would get a certain player that would just try to rouse the Jasper fan or get in their face. I mean, whether Jeff Cochran or whoever it was over the years. And I just saw Jackson Mitchell doing that. And at first, as a fan, I'm like, oh, you want to kind of get after him. But it's like, no, I love this.
Yeah.
This is cool.
He's a competitive kid,
yeah, he's a great
and
kid,
I'm sure he was playing to it and enjoyed every moment of it out there. I don't think he enjoyed the time that I think Connor or somebody got him on a pick on the full court there and kind of guy didn't call out the screen and Connor held his ground, so he didn't seem too happy after that. But No, a great night all around for our program for these kids. Hopefully the baseball team gets honored. What a great honor that was.
Absolutely.
And so good night.
Yeah, it really was. And again, what it does as far as us in the conference, we're 7-2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're kind of looking at all the different scenarios, and it could likely be a four-way tie for that.
It could. We're going to need some help. I think
Yeah.
we're the first team now that's played all their conference games.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so we were hoping that Harrison could find a way to knock off Wrights on, I guess that was Thursday night, last night. But Wrights came away with the win. So they've got one loss, and Wrights has one loss. And I know Bossy
Bossy's
and
got
Wrights
one.
have one
Yeah,
loss.
Bossy,
Castle
Wrights,
now
and
has
Castle.
two.
Yes.
They have two now since we beat them
Yeah.
tonight. So, and we're at 2, so we're going to need some help. I know Bossy, I think, has got 3 or 4 more games left. Not sure who they're against. I think they're 3-1 or 4-1 maybe, so they've got a few games to go yet. So, yeah, we'll need some luck and some help, but it'd be sure to be nice to share at least a piece of that. And
Right.
you hate to go back and you lose a 1-point game in Harrison, and you go to play North with 2 of your top 7 not there. But that's how it goes, But proud of our guys. Hopefully we keep getting better, and we can learn from this. Learn that we do have a lot of work to do on the offensive end. I thought they did a good job of really taking us out of a lot of what we like to do because of their physicality. Had us on our heels. I think we had 16 turnovers, which is I think about 7 or 8 more than we're averaging on the year.
Right.
So obviously you got to clean that up. You're going to continue to win in the tournament.
Well, 7-2 in the conference, just kind of reflect of what the conference does, what it means to Jasper basketball and how it's going to prepare us, because obviously we're going to be facing a lot of teams in the tournament.
We're going to play every team in our section. It was a SIAC team.
Right.
So, it's something you want to shoot for and win. I mean, I don't really think there's a bad team in the conference.
I agree.
That's one thing about the SIAC. I think that's really good for us on a lot of levels with it, no matter what sport it has. Football is the same way. You're not going to win a SIAC game if you're not ready to play. And I couldn't say that in the Big 8.
Right.
There were usually a couple teams that were down on a certain year, and there was a couple games where, we don't play well. Maybe we still come away with the win. But in the SIAC, you get challenged every night, And so I think that in itself will help prepare us, that we have to – you're not going to win games and not play well. So I think it helps us know what kind of speed we're going to see in the sectional and what kind of strength and athletes we're going to be facing the sectional. So I think all that's a positive. And then when you beat them, I think it builds your confidence. If you go 2-7 in the conference and all those teams are in your section, you're like, man, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's going to be a tough road.
Right.
Their sectional. There's not a team in the sectional. That's another thing about the 4A sectional. There is no easy game.
No,
I don't care who you draw.
Absolutely.
In that sectional, you got to play well to win. And so I think more than anything else, that conference helps us prepare for that.
It really does. Well, it's also a night of reflection on yourself. You got recognition for 25 years as coaching Jasper basketball, baseball, and all that. So give me a little reflection on that 25-year period.
Appreciated the recognition. Obviously wasn't expecting or
I know you look kind of
need
surprised.
or like, what is this? So, I feel blessed and honored, to be honest with you, that I've been able to come back to my alma mater and coach and teach in a town, in a school that I love. I love everything Jasper's about. I think you're the same way. I mean, it's just one of those deals. So to be able to be on the bench in the basketball and in the baseball for that many years, and to be part of some championships and be a part of hopefully these kids. And we get great kids here, Craig. Our community does just an outstanding job of raising good young men. And in 25 years. I've had 25 years of good kids, and their parents have done a heck of a job, and our community has of raising these kids. And so, you talk to coaches from other schools, and they're complaining about this kid and that kid and won't go to class and misses practice, and we don't deal with that here. So I think that helps with longevity.
Sure.
You don't have to deal with the other extracurricular things that a lot of coaches go through in some school corporations. So just really happy and honored, like I said, to be able to be part of it.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. You guys have built a great tradition and continued on. Tradition has always been around, but you've continued that on, with the success between yourself and Coach Gable and all that. And it's been a pleasure for me for 13 years to cover this.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, like I said, you're a lot like I am. It's just I'm not sure the word giving back is right, but it's just, to be able to be part of something I think is a really special thing. And I think our kids benefit from growing up in a town like this and being able to have the support from yourself and Walt and the paper. It's really a special go find another high school that gets the coverage and the facilities and the support that our young men do here.
Right.
You're not going to find that, and I didn't realize it until I got out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you grow up here, and you think, well, everybody's got it like, I mean, everybody's kind of the same,
Yeah.
right? And then you go to college and talk to guys, and then you go coach somewhere else for a few years, and you realize that,
Yeah.
man, it's a really special place, and so I just feel really blessed.
Well, hey, it's a great win tonight, but boy, it doesn't get any easier. We got to go to Bar
No,
Reeve,
you're
another
right.
atmosphere we got to deal
Yeah,
with.
that'll be a night. I mean, Bar Reeve, they had a new gym. It's basically like our gym minus the top row.
Yeah.
So it's a single bowl like ours, and they're proud of their new facility and should be, and they've got a nice team. You know, they've got a couple starters back from last year's state championship team, and you know they play quite a bit of seniors, and they're going to play well and shoot it well at their place. And so we're going to have to, you know, on a short turnaround here, get ready to go on the road and you know, win a tough one. You know, so looking forward to the challenge. And then we got Pike Central the following that same like Friday, I guess
Friday.
it is, and then we end up with Bedford. It's hard to believe there's only 3 games left.
I know.
You know, it's
crazy.
But you know, you hope you go there and win, obviously, but you really want to, as a coach, you want to go there and feel like you're getting better, you're building, you're taking steps toward getting better and building toward the tournament. That's really the overall goal. But it's nice when winning accompanies that message. So
Well, you have coached a 16-3 team at this point.
you know, yeah, I mean, it's you want in. I'm not sure we've probably the best record since I've been here up to this point.
Right.
You know, so. And the kids have earned it. It's a good group to work with, Craig. They don't care. You'll never see a kid on this team after a game pout because they didn't score or they didn't do this, or they want to win,
Right.
and they get excited for other teammates' success.
Oh,
I think that's an ingredient. It's hard to coach that.
Yeah.
That, you know, some teams have it, and some teams don't. The ones that do, it makes it a lot more enjoyable, and you find yourself probably winning a lot more when that happens.
Right. Well, pat yourself on the back as well.
Well, yeah. No, thank you.
No, I appreciate it. Congratulations on the recognition tonight, but more importantly, we're getting the big win.
I need to get a written transcript. I didn't hear a word Bob said, so I'm not sure any of the gym did.
I was wondering maybe if your wife
You know, we
wrote
got this
that.
beautiful facility here, and the sound system is really not very good.
I hear
you know,
that every
I
game.
didn't hear a thing.
Yeah.
He said about the baseball team, about their tournament running, I didn't hear a word of that. So
I don't know what can
I
be
hope
done.
I got it written. Yeah, I figured my wife must have read it as long as it was. Must have wrote it, I meant, for as long as it was. I asked Phil Kendall who wrote it, and he didn't say. So, no, it was nice. I appreciated it.
All right. Well, thanks, Jason.
Thank you,
appreciate
Craig.
it. We'll see you Tuesday night.
All right.
All right. Jason Nallbrand, ladies and gentlemen. Big win for the Jasper Wildcats, a knock off the Castle Knights. So we'll take a look at scoring. Again, only 6 players played, but really 5 players played for Castle. So, of course, they all scored in the ball game. And we'll congratulate John Gable on a big win, too. So, Jasper – or Castle, let's take a look at their scoring. 13 for Bishop, 11 points for Niehaus, 6 points for Mitchell. Again, a 14-point score there. And Eigner held to only 8 points. He averages close to 20 points per ball game. And Watson with 6. So for the Wildcats, big night. Connor Foley, especially in that fourth quarter, he finishes with 11 points, 11 of his 19, including 3 of 4 from the foul line to close things out. So great night for Connor Foley to help us seal this big win tonight. 3 players in double figures included Grant Young's 12, 10 points for Gus Heichelbeck, 5 points for Tanner Ernie, and Albrand with 1, Spencer Englert with 2, and Michael Beekler with a free throw. So Jasper 50, Castle 45. Cats will be back in action on Tuesday night, and that is actually a move from earlier this season. We should have played Bar Reeve about a week or so ago, but with the weather and all that, changed that. So it's going to be a Tuesday night at Bar Reeve. So first time the Wildcats will play on their new or in their new gymnasium. So for Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcos on the video, my name is Craig Schneider. Jasper wins it 50-45 over Castle here on 18 WJTS. Good night.